Hello, and welcome to this week's Question of the Week. This week, a listener asked, is God a loving God? Chris goes to several verses in the Bible to answer this good question, and enjoy the discussion.
Welcome to our open forum program. Please go ahead with your call.
Hi, Chris. People say to me, why was it God's good pleasure and his will to only choose a remnant by grace instead of everybody? And why would God hide spiritual truth? Wouldn't a loving God want everybody to know spiritual truth, they say? To which I could answer best with Deuteronomy 29:29. I'll have you read that and I'll take your response, Chris. Thanks.
Deuteronomy 29, verse 29. The secret things belong unto Jehovah our God, but those things which are revealed belong unto us and to our children forever, that we may do all the words of this law. Well, the two parts of your question really go together. It is because God has chosen a certain people, a specific number that the Bible calls few, that they are the ones granted understanding. They're given wisdom. They're given ability to discern the hidden things of God. If we go to Matthew 13, the disciples asked Jesus this question in verse 10, and the disciples came and said unto him, why speakest thou unto them in parables? He answered and said unto them, because it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but to them it is not given. And again, given unto you, the disciples who are really representing the elect, who are few. And when Christ would speak parables, he would speak to the multitudes, and the multitudes would go away. We read in Matthew 13:34. All these things spake Jesus unto the multitude in parables, and without a parable spake he not unto them, that it might be fulfilled which was spoken by the prophet, saying, I will open my mouth in parables, I will utter things which have been kept secret from the foundation of the world. Then Jesus sent the multitude away and went into the house, and his disciples came unto him, saying, declare unto us the parable of the tares of the field. He answered and said unto them, he that soweth the good seed is the Son of Man, and so forth. He begins to explain the parable to the disciples, to few, after he sent the multitude away. The multitude heard the parable. They were given the word in its mysterious form, unexplained, uninterpreted. But then after the multitude goes away, Christ expounds the parable to the few disciples. And really, I think that's all part of the teaching here. Many are called, few are chosen. And so for the many, the Bible, it remains mysterious. Its secrets are hidden from their understanding. They cannot discern. And it's the reason why we read in Ecclesiastes 8, verse 5, a wise man's heart discerneth time and judgment, but not the fool. Now, the unsaved are fools, whether they're professed Christians or not, or an atheist or a secularist. It doesn't matter. If they're unsaved, they have the same unregenerate heart, and God would liken them to fools, as he does in Matthew 25 concerning the 10 virgins, 5 wise, 5 foolish. Of course, the 5 foolish aren't atheists. They're not secularists. They're Christians. They're representative of professed Christians who are unsaved. They have lamps. Thy word is a lamp unto my feet. The world doesn't have the Bible, the lamp. It's those in the churches, the professed Christians in the churches. The only problem is They don't have oil. They don't have oil. And without the
Right.
oil, they can't light the lamp. And so it's as though you're reading the Bible in the dark. If we turn all the lights off in here, and I might be able to make out a couple of things, but not much because it's dark. And that's the nature of a sinner's heart. He's in darkness, ignorance of understanding, it says in Ephesians 4:18, and blindness of heart. And so that's the situation with the multitude. It's due to their unsaved condition. They cannot understand spiritual things. The unsaved condition means they're dead in spirit. The Bible is a spiritual book. The Holy Spirit guides into truth using the methodology, compare spiritual with spiritual. And the child of God has the Spirit within, a new born again heart, and the Holy Spirit indwelling in order to discern matters of time and judgment, or the hidden things of God, the secret things, the mysterious things of the Bible. And the unregenerate, the unsaved individual does not. That's what it comes down to. Now, why did he only save a few and not many? Well, that's God's business. And really, almost implied in the question is the idea that God's not just. Oh, a just God would have saved everyone, or he certainly would have saved many rather than just few. Yeah, says unjust man, says wicked man whose heart is deceitful and desperately wicked. Above all things, man has no sense of justice, no sense of righteousness, no real understanding of God's goodness and perfect righteousness and justice and holiness. God does everything perfectly and righteously, and so according to his good pleasure, he determined. Now you have to understand this, first of all, that there's a world of rebels. Everyone, all have sinned and fallen short of the glory of God. None are righteous. No, not one. None are good. Everyone deserves death. The wages of sin is death, and all have sinned. All are deserving of death. And it's not like, God saved a few because they were the only good people. Wrong. There were none good, no good people. It's not like God saved a few because they were the only righteous ones. Again, wrong. There are none righteous. No, not a single soul, not one man in all the world of himself since the fall of Adam is righteous in God's sight.